Does Marvel Realm of Champions mark the end of MCOC as a game? The holiday calendar begins tomorrow, and Silver Surfer has gone for higher than expected in Arena. Yes, hello everybody and welcome to the 16th of December, Monday edition of Marvel Contest of Champions news. It certainly has been a very busy few days of lots of stuff happening in the community. From the arena cutoffs for Silver Surfer just going completely nuts, which we'll talk about in this video, and not to mention the fact that Kabam have teased today that about the holiday calendar is going to be dropping tomorrow. So lots of stuff to look forward to. As well, hit the like button and subscribe button because it does help out towards the channel a lot. And let's get into the news. Our first story up, and it's Champion of the Year. For a lot of you that know, Marvel Contest of Champions Truecross puts together this little voting list and takes opinions, obviously, from you of the community. You vote against one against the other. So you say like, okay, in the quarter of the year, quarter 4, which we have Silver Surfer, Doctor Doom, Mr. Fantastic, etc., etc. You kind of like vote from month to month off them, and then they get put into a quarter. So it's month versus month for the 2 characters, maybe 3 characters, and then it's a case that we go, right, well, there's a champion, and then they all get voted on, and then it comes up to the big vote, and the big vote has put Nick Fury as being the best champion of the year, with Namor in second, and then we've got the third one being Warlock, and finally Guillotine 2099. Of those, I have one of them. I would love to get Guillotine 2099 next tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm doing a big 10 5-star featured opening. Fingers crossed for me. Fingers crossed. Now, for some of you, you may be going like, well, some of my champions that I would say was the champion of the year is not amongst them. And even for me, like, there's a champion that I really want that's not even in this top 4. But the fact is, it is the more popular opinion within the community. But put in the comment section, who are your top 4 of the year? I'm sure there's going to be someone putting a load of meme ones. And speaking of meme ones, it's Diablo, yes, got to remember that, it's Diablo. The champion that is now named as the worst champion of the year. Many congratulations to this champion. It was, I think it kicked off, didn't it? It kicked off 2019. And I think everyone just kind of went, no, I'm not having this for 2019. If this is going to be the first champion of the year, this ain't good. And then the thing came around and actually made us feel like, oh, what a relief. A good champion to start the year. Either way, you know, it's hopefully next year we don't have too many of these weak-ass champions. It's been a pretty good year for, there's consistency with these kind of demigods, kind of like high-tiered, high-ranked champions that players actually really like. So Kabam have, I think, learnt some lessons and have been delivering some class champions. It was kind of cool to consider that the month where we had Captain Marvel movie and Nick Fury, that was 2 pretty amazing champions. So there's been some really good ones, but obviously there's been a stinker to start the year with. And now onto a story that I wanted to cover on Friday, but there was just too many things, including the fact we had a sponsor for that video, so it meant that I didn't really want to put it to about 13-14 minutes for a Marvel Contest of Champions news. But the fact is, this is something that is very important. A lot of players and a lot of people that maybe don't watch YouTube and other sources had a bit of concern last week when it came to the 5th anniversary trailer. Even though it technically wasn't all about the 5th anniversary, even though it ended saying 5 years of MCOC, the video kind of went down the route of introducing Marvel Realm of Champions. Maybe put like too much of an emphasis, especially with some sort of wording in the way that the Watcher and the Summoner interact in that trailer, that, hey, you have got to go and play Marvel Realm of Champions, which not a lot of people really liked. Now, obviously, I made mention of this in saying that the way that it was introduced was incorrect, and maybe what they should have done is left it a month after the whole kind of 5th anniversary to then explain the universe. Because there is a shared universe between Marvel Realm and Marvel Contest. And that is something that Kabam want to do. And it's something that I don't know if I've heard from a lot of mobile-based games, or games in general, that they've tried to do it. It's kind of like Infinite Crisis. So if you're familiar with like DC at the moment, they're doing the Infinite Crisis, where you get different types of universes and worlds and whatever, and it's kind of like the stories are intertwined. This is what Kabam want to present with this game, and I like the idea, but I don't like the idea of the way it was introduced. But in any case, Kabam want to emphasize that it's 2 different games, and you're entitled to either like the game or dislike the game, but the fact is, don't play it if you don't want to play it if you want to play it, maybe try it if you want to try it. Those are really the options. And even Kabam saying here, I understand your thinking here, but as it has been said, 2 different teams, MCOC is going to continue to grow as it has been. My final 2 cents on the matter is that it is 2 separate games. It's absolutely fine. I don't know if it was worth me mentioning it in Marvel Contest Champions news, because I think you all know how it is. I'm going to be covering both games on the channel, MROC and as well MCOC, for news and also kind of like gameplay, tips and advice, those things. But at the same time, on my second channel, I'll be doing the Marvel Super War game, Avengers game and Iron Man VR game. So yeah, in a nutshell, MCOC make loads of money. They know get rid of it. It'd be good. Ish. And now on to continuing events. What is around for December that hasn't already been done? Right, okay, something that I've been asked a lot about is, are Kabam doing this? Are Kabam doing that? When are Kabam doing this? Why aren't Kabam doing that? And it's like, I don't have all the answers, but the answers that I have so far is that we've got the gifting event tomorrow, we've got the new calendar starting tomorrow, and we've got maybe something to do with like a special arena, which is the 3 to 5 star arena thing, which is the one about the special crystals, you know, over the years. That's going to be running at the end of the month. But is there going to be something else? I just don't know at the moment. Obviously, remember that the anniversary boost is going to expire, so just make sure you use that as much as possible, because you're not going to get an opportunity to gather more battle chips or get more gold out of crystals in certain different areas. Also, the fact is the calendar is actually going to be hopefully better than it was last year. Yes, the holiday calendar looks to go live tomorrow. And this will be interesting as we've got 6-star shards. That is what I want to see. That's the main thing I was worried about, that we wouldn't see 6-star shards. But let's face it, the game has moved on, and players of kind of Cavalier and higher and endgame want to see 6-star shards in this. So yeah, I'm pretty pumped for this, but I think the issue is that it doesn't really say about progression. Is this progression based? I think it probably will be, even though it doesn't state it here. I think there's a light mention in it when the announcement went out earlier this month, but let's face it, I don't know if Kabam would give out 6-star shards to someone who just started the game. I suspect it has to be progression based, but we'll see what happens tomorrow. Next up in other news, and Cap Infinity War may have an issue with it. This is still very much unconfirmed, but there's some good enough evidence to say that that could be the case. As you can see here, the mercenary, which I believe is Wade Thrilson on Twitter, has kind of put this information up about a couple of days ago. Obviously, you can see from this GIF that was put up here, the fact is there's plenty of petrifiers there to at least withdraw and put down the extent of power gain in the time frame that Doctor Strange is building it up. As you can see, bottom right hand corner, the extent of power gain is the normal immense amount that you'd expect from Doctor Strange. And yes, somebody could say like, oh, it's to do with like node interaction and other types of things. I don't know what you're thinking. You think, right, well, that could be something to do with node interaction. Well, as you can see here, yes, it's got stun immunity. Yes, there's all or nothing. And also spite. So whether for whatever reason spite is looking at Captain America Infinity War as being like, right, so he's charged up. That charge is actually a buff, and I'm going to say that as a buff. It shouldn't be the case, but you know how the game works. One bug could be the result of this kind of thing. It also looks like other people are experiencing the same kind of issue, but maybe against different types of content. And even Kabam Zibbit is saying at the bottom, saying, we'll pass this along to the rest of the team if possible. Could you please share a video on YouTube, that kind of stuff. But the fact is, it looks like it will be looked into, and I'll give you an update as soon as I know on myself. In other news, I'm following up from a story on Friday when we talked about 1-star champions and the fact that, well, a lot of players feel they're being devalued based on the fact that, okay, they've sold their champion, so what do we do now? The fact is there's that hero crystal, but it only is a case you have to spend units in order to get it. And when I thought about it, there used to be someone in my alliance that sold all their 1, 2, 3s and 4-star champions in order to cultivate and grow their 5-star roster. But man, the fact is they would be suffering greatly at this moment in time. Now, when you start the game, you're not given this kind of option to say, or something saying, hey, by the way, there's going to be a bit of content that's going to come out in 4 years' time, theoretically, if you're playing about, you know, X amount of years ago. So don't sell those champions. But the same thing can be said for if you're starting today. If you're starting today, don't sell any of your 1, 2, 3 or 4-star champions in the future, and 5 stars, and any champion really. Don't sell any champion is the point we're going to get to. However, when it comes to this situation here, would it have been better to have a 1-star type arena or kind of less rarity champion type arena where you get some, you know, less than rare kind of crystals, the same way that Crystal Cornucopia works on a Sunday? Is that really the advice we should be giving to these people that have mainly suffered through this, based on the fact obviously they don't have them? And obviously you can go, well, they sold their champion, they made their bed. That's not a community spirit, guys. Come on. The fact is we've got to be supportive around these people. Maybe given an option that's not about 50 units a time in order to get a chance to get a particular champion is kind of it feels like a punishment. And I know that Kabam have heard this, and I don't know if they're going to do anything about it, but they obviously do understand that this is a difficult time for those that don't have those 1 stars and 2 stars. Either way, for those that have still kept them, I'm sure they're really enjoying Variant 4, and that's obviously good because Variant 4 is a fun piece of content. And finally, we have now got to talk about this Silver Surfer situation, a very odd one based on the fact that the cutoffs for this champion went really high, like ridiculously higher than expected, especially when there's been a lot of negativity surrounding this particular champion. So yeah, my predictions are down below at the moment. You can check them out, but let's have a look in a bit more detail of cutoffs of images that we actually know of. This summoner did Medusa with 1.83 mil, and that's probably why I'm going to chart my prediction as being 2 mil flat to be safe to get Medusa in round 2. This summoner got a position of 139 and getting a 5-star Silver Surfer with 90 mil. Absolutely ridiculous, because I didn't think the champion would be worth players really putting in that amount, and really kind of shakes the boundaries of what people have to predict in the future, which really does suck in some ways. And finally, the 4-star went for 11.8 mil. And there we have it. That has been the Marvel Contest of Champions news for Monday the 16th of December 2019. If you enjoyed the news, please hit the like button. Thanks very much for joining. Thanks very much for supporting. I'll see you later on the second channel. Link is in the description for a live stream. I'll be doing some arena because obviously got to use the last of that boost while we still have it. So look forward to seeing you then, as I need to get some units for Greater Gifting Crystals dropping on Tuesday. So see you then. Thanks very much for watching. Check out some content here. Bye.